Good afternoon, good morning. This is Mark Johnson from Loyalty 360. I hope everyone's happy, safe, and well. I want to welcome you back to another edition of our Leaders in Customer Loyalty series. In this series, we speak with leading brands about what they are seeing and hearing on the front lines of customer, channel, and brand loyalty. Today, we have the pleasure of speaking with Jenna O'Connor. She's the Senior Director of Loyalty Marketing at GNC. Jenna, how are you today?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much for having me, Mark.
Thank you very much for taking the time to speak with us today. I'm looking forward to the interview for sure. First off, we'd like to start these on a more personal level, get to know the individual we're speaking with a little bit more, maybe a previous job history, what you do at GNC, and then maybe a passion or a fun fact you have outside of work.
Yeah, sure. So exciting month for me. I just had my 14th year anniversary here at GNC this month. So been here with the brand for a very long time. A long history, both here as well as previously in the direct-to-customer marketing space, CRM, even list brokerage and management, and certainly loyalty program management and design. My current role is focused on really the strategic vision and growth and development of our multi-tier loyalty program, and creating really innovative and distinctive ways to continue to recognize and reward and incentivize behaviors that we need to see, and we obviously want to reward. So that's what I do now. And fun fact, I guess, is I think we all have moments where we get down on ourselves professionally or our job. And I look back to my very, very first job in high school where I was the Easter Bunny at the mall. And when I feel down on myself, I remember sitting in that sweaty Lysol scented suit every day and remind myself of how far I've come.
Can you provide a brief overview and history of the My GNC Rewards program? How does the program work? How do members engage with the program? And maybe what are the benefits for the customer in the program?
Absolutely. So we're in our 7th year with My GNC Rewards. It launched on 12/29/2016 after we made a decision of leaving our legacy gold card program, which was essentially a paid membership program that offered a discount card, essentially everyday kind of discount. But there was a need then prior to launching the program that we identified that we just needed to move away from obviously heavy discounts, and there really weren't any aspects to the program that were truly driving the behaviors and rewarding behaviors that we had wanted to see. So that led to obviously embarking on a ton of research and design to evaluate and essentially launch My GNC Rewards, which accompanied by that was the paid tier aspect of our program, Pro Access, which also launched at that time. That initially was the pro side of it was initially developed not only to have recurring revenue to replace the gold card sales, but essentially to solve for rewarding and really encouraging behaviors of our more frequent, higher value shoppers. So that's kind of how it came to be. And then most recently, we actually several years ago, we identified a need to really refresh the program due to pandemic, due to technology changes at our company, bankruptcy, and being repurchased. Things got put on hold or delayed, I should say, but ultimately allowed for a ton of research over that time to really get to what customers wanted most, what was missing from our program, what were the aspects of our program that if we took them away, it would be detrimental, and really what was missing that we could be doing better to reward and recognize. And that ultimately resulted in the new My GNC Rewards and Pro Access program that launched on July 13th, which has a number of new benefits and perks and a much stronger value proposition. I mean, we started with a running list of probably 50 different things that we thought, based on prior feedback that we had from customers, of things that would be appealing. We knew that we were going to depart from an aspect of our pro program that was a pretty high perceived value perk, which was our pro box, which was a subscription style box. Was not subscription. It was part of the pro program, but essentially they were kind of curated based on customers' goals, filled with samples and things like that. And again, a high perceived value, but we wanted to make sure that we had something that was comparable to that, knowing we were going to take that away. So we did, rank a list of a number of different benefits, and again, went through 3 different rounds of different types of research with our customers, one of which was one that basically took all of those benefits, took all of our current benefits, and basically optimized the different concepts and design of the program, and what had the most appeal and highest ranking of utilization, and then went into obviously forecasting, right? And what's the cost of all of this? What are our KPIs that obviously are required in order to break even and obviously gain incrementality? And then did more research with kind of the final kind of concepts that we laid out, and went out of the gate with the one that had the strongest value proposition that was most meaningful to our customers. So the new program, My GNC Rewards, has a number of different aspects that go beyond just obviously the normal loyalty kind of lever that loyalty programs offer in regards to the bounce back nature of points and driving frequency and shopping consideration. And those new aspects, truly do incentivize and encourage behaviors better than before, because we introduced a 3-tier model with our My GNC Rewards program. So we have now a member, which is the base value proposition, and a silver and gold tier. And we did this because we identified, again through research, that we could be rewarding and recognizing better behavior and loyalty and better than we were. And we also knew that we had on the business side lagging shopping and retail kind of traditional statistics that these tiers could obviously help to encourage. So by having this new aspirational design, essentially, we're able to, again, better personalize the experience for our customers by, welcoming and guiding those newer customers at the member level, encouraging, frequency and enticing frequency by, having that silver tier, and then unlocking of more perks when you get there. And same with the gold, again, being in the silver tier and trying to obviously reward and recognize as as their loyalty grows, with more perks there as well. So that does, by nature, by design, encourage and entice incremental behavior, and that gamification and that FOMO that kind of it has by design, it's kind of makes sense. So we're hopeful that will result in what we believe it will, but we're seeing some really positive trends in regards to shopping behavior and frequency and spend, not driven by retail cost increases, but rather specifically tied to our July 13th changes. And then we strengthened value proposition to deliver against what our customers said they wanted, which was they wanted to be rewarded for more healthy behaviors. They also wanted to have more services and offerings and resources to help them through whole health beyond nutritional supplementation, which opened up the opportunity for us to, we have a member exclusive feature of our app that we launched that allows customers to health their daily health and wellness goals and sync with their fitness data and get rewarded with cashback rewards for achieving those healthy achievements. So giving them a resource to obviously encourage and help and inspire healthy behavior in their journey to live well, but also introducing engagement-based rewards as opposed to just having our transactional model. So that's on the My GNC reward side. On the pro side, how we will encourage and inspire the behaviors is we've introduced 10% cashback rewards every day for pro members, which is great. Always on, obviously more convenient, more savings, easier way to overcome the $39.99 annual fee that we have against that. We give them a free GNC bar or drink every month with any in-store purchase. So again, the value of that annually, as well as getting free stuff and encouraging trial, or just giving them one of their favorites, is also hopefully driving foot traffic, as well as doing a better job of recognizing and rewarding loyalty. And then the GNC Health offering, which is is right now underneath our Pro program as free to all Pro members, truly free telehealth and virtual health, as well as free prescription medications. That is no strings attached, no out of pocket, no copays, no insurance, no hidden fees. So it is a no-brainer in regards to value, and allows us again to answer our customers' want that of having having GNC be a destination for more holistic health and wellness support.
And also, I understand that GNC Pro members have access to additional offers on their membership, including a 10% cash back on reward purchases, and one free GNC bar or a drink with a purchase every month, and free expedited shipping. These are obviously very unique benefits for the GNC Pro member. And how are these incentives driving increased engagement for GNC?
Again, I think the free bar and drink, is foot traffic, is incremental, obviously frequency, hopefully driver. The 10% cashback rewards, every day, that always on, is, a distinguishing factor, because before we had Pro Days, which we still do, which were just periodic events throughout the year with 15% cashback rewards that were obviously a very, distinct period of time that wasn't necessarily convenient. So having that everyday, always on cashback rewards model, we hope that we will be the choice when there is a consideration of a competitor or someone else, that by knowing that they're going to be getting that incremental high value cashback reward incentive every time they shop, we will be, the answer to any, alternative consideration set when it comes to where they will purchase their nutritional supplements. So that is, our hope with that always on model. And the free expedited shipping, it's a high value, right? And lots and lots and lots of e-commerce offer their members free shipping. This is free expedited shipping. So within 2 days, 1 to 2 days, usually prior to 2 days, in most cases, Pro members can receive that. And that's, 20 some dollar value each and every time they shop in our digital channels. So again, another distinguishing factor of making us stand out over a competitor.
In a time of economic uncertainty, we have continued strong job growth, inflation's higher but pulling back a little bit. Can loyalty programs be a hedge against this uncertainty? And if so, how do you think the GNC program helps provide that hedge for you and your customers?
Yeah, I definitely think that, if you have a cashback reward model or a points-based model where their customers are able to be rewarded with savings, that overcomes some of the economic challenges that consumers face today. And knowing that, while you might not realize that value on your initial purchase, that having that currency, that reserve essentially of money to use to save, helps to, overcome some of that. And even with the 3% cashback rewards with the free side, same thing. And the free expedited shipping, again, if you're saving on shipping costs, it may be, that may be a barrier, shipping costs or expenses, when customers are looking to purchase. And so again, we're helping with that strain, hopefully. And then the free healthcare, for Pro members. I mean, $39.99 fee for the Pro program, all of its perks, but even just for GNC Health alone, and access to free healthcare, virtual healthcare, and prescriptions, or the transferring of existing prescriptions and saving on that money. Healthcare is not cheap, and we are creating a very affordable, access to help our customers overcome, again, that strain and that barrier that, sometimes is, unfortunately, the reason that some folks won't even take care of themselves because of that. And we're hopeful that this service will help our customers live well, in a better way, in
Awesome.
a more affordable way.
What is the biggest challenge you face in your role at GNC? How do you see that changing?
Really, it's just there's so much innovation on our roadmap, both from a company perspective as well as a programmatic perspective, a digital evolution projects that we have, and there's a constant desire to continue to optimize and iterate. And I'm all in favor of that. But what keeps me up at night is that the number of ideas and the, urgency and equivalence of priorities, of overlapping priorities, essentially, while trying to be the voice of reason to express the fact that we just launched this July 13th. We need to have a baseline of data. We need to understand what's working before we iterate too soon. And it's really that. It's mostly just trying to pump the brakes on a very anxious
Right.
and excited leadership team. And again, trying to base our changes off of actual data and customer feedback before we invest that time, the resources, too soon.
When you look at your customer loyalty program, what are one or two things that you are most proud of with your program?
I'm proud that I finally got to launch the program itself. As I mentioned, this was 4 years in the making, and had so many delays and impediments along the way. Turning around GNC Health as integrating it into the Pro program and into our ecosystem essentially within 6 weeks. And just actually doing it is probably one of my biggest achievements, and that I'm very, very proud of. I'm very proud of the fact that there have been many times over my 14 years here that, with different leadership teams, different culture, essentially, that I've had to respond to directives that were business first, and everything that we have done, with this go has truly been customer first and driven and built by and for our customer. And so I'm very proud that we were able to do that and not let some of the, business, financial challenges, et cetera, of some of these perks, that we were overcome that because we knew it was the right thing to do. And then we knew that, in the long game, this is going to make good sense. So having a very supportive, executive team, to come along with me on this journey and buy into all of this stuff and believe in my business case, believe in what this can do, I'm very proud of.
Are there other programs you admire yourself that you find yourself loyal to, that you are loyal to from a customer loyalty perspective? And if so, what do you like about those offerings?
Oh yeah, I mean, I like many of us, I belong to a ton of loyalty programs. I don't necessarily shop as much as some folks do. But who I admire is probably what I'll respond with, as opposed to who am I most loyal to, just because I don't
Okay.
shop that much other than my local grocery store, that I do like their program, but it's there's not really anything super exciting about it. It just gives me some better savings. And that's about it. But I will say Ulta, I do shop there quite a bit, and I do love their ultimate rewards. I think are great. I think almost every time I shop there, I always have something waiting for me from a savings perspective, which I love. They have lots of member exclusive bonus events and free gifts in your birthday month, as well as samples with certain purchases. And I love that. I feel like I'm always getting rewarded as a member there, and I love that. Sephora, I think Sephora, just both from a customer engagement perspective, but also their very thoughtful tier design of their program, as well as their community aspect that they have. The community aspect of their program is wonderful. It's phenomenal in my opinion. And Starbucks, totally admire them. They were, I think, probably the leader in gamification and having that digital first, mobile first, I should say, experience that drives all that great FOMO and has the fun and mechanics of the program that really make it fun and simple for customers. But again, I think all of those that I mentioned have always been the ones that I've looked to for tips or things like that, because they just seem like they are so thoughtfully designed, and again, very customer first.
And the last question I have, what can Loyalty 360 do to help you and your team in your customer loyalty journey?
I think Loyalty 360 does a great job, and should continue doing what you all do, bringing together, peer networks to commiserate, ideate, bring forward, latest innovations, trends, and, in loyalty, are extremely valuable to all of us, in the industry. And, typically a go-to for resources or references when I'm looking for something, or, you guys seem to have it. So, and I certainly enjoyed my time with all of the networking that I've had the pleasure of having with Loyalty 360. So thank you.
Jenna, thank you very much for taking the time to speak with us today. It was great reconnecting with you. Looking forward to hearing more about you and GNC in the coming year. And thank you for everything you do for loyalty.
Thank you so much, Mark. I really appreciate it.
Everyone else, thank you very much for tuning in today. Make sure to join us again for another edition of our Leaders in Customer Loyalty series soon. Have a wonderful day.